Hello, everybody. This is Max again. Decided to do kind of a demo of Magma Miner. I'll probably do one of every class, but I'll just start with Magma Miner. I am a pretty high season pass level, so you can imagine I've been playing this game a while. And let's just dive right into it. So Magma Miner is pretty simple to play. You bonk, you jump, you bonk. It's it can't get any more complicated than that. Um, but he's still a very fun class and does require at least a little bit of thought. Um, so I guess for this run, I'm just going to go ahead and spend money. So Magna Miner has two main ways to build him. You can build him as a physical character or a burn character. In this case, I'm probably going to either go physical. I don't like using my rerolls unless I have to. I could also go a crit route if I grab Twin Fanes, but um, I think I'm just going to go physical for now and make my smash very strong. Then if my plan is to kill everything right away, I'll just start Radiant Market. So really the most strategic thing about this class is just the heat. If you can manage the heat perfectly, then you'll never really have problems. Um, we'll get into that a little bit more about how to easily manage that. Um, really the first major thing is you pretty much want to always be hitting multiple characters or multiple enemies at the same time. If you're not doing that, then you are losing out on damage. So this is probably an okay start. These needles will be kind of bad, but it's fine. And then we'll just hit him. And I'll just save my potion. It's fine if I take some damage. So in this case, hitting these three enemies give me 3 heat. And then I can pretty much just, one-shot that guy. Seems pretty good. And we'll use this. Only taking 3. Yep, it's an easy first fight. I'm just gonna take health here. It's gonna look weird. I take health a lot, but you'll see it'll be okay. Really, you don't have to obsess about stats early on. At most, you'll get 1 stat, which is damage, but at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. I'll go ahead and take Heavy Leap. So this is kind of where we get to the point where we want to think about how we generate heat. You could take Blink. Blink is a very good binding in the current iteration of the game, but you lose out on your heat because you're not attacking with it. Now you could theoretically get the one that the you could get the upgrade that lets you deal damage while blinking, but if you don't get that, then this is gonna ruin your damage output substantially. It's not as bad if you're building a physical, but if you're building burn, you definitely do not want to take blink because you will lose out on a lot of damage from your burn. I'm just going to go ahead and re-roll this. I'm not happy with any of those. Now here's 2 that I think are very good on at least physical Magma Miner. Cleave is pretty good. Pilfer again is another trap that you're potentially losing out on heat, but at the very least, you're typically using this right away anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But I'm going to be taking shock because Shock gives you not only 50% damage, but um, it hits multiple targets. So if you have even 6 enemies, for example, you'll just generate 6 heat pretty much immediately, and then you'll deal more damage because of the 50% bonus. This is probably Chain Lightning is best on physical Magma Miner. Pretty much want this. All right, yeah. So we'll just go money again. After all, we need to spend it. There's probably an argument to take Pilfer as well, since I need to spend a bunch of money, but it'll be fine. I have this pot right here. So something I could do is I can jump, shock everything. I already have 8 heat. Yeah, this guy's pretty much dead already. And then he's doing this jump, so if I won't be able to kill. Alright, that's fine. Again, 3. So in case you don't know, if you use a movement skill on Ink, it actually doesn't hurt you. So for example, you could see here, if I attack here, I'll lose 4 health, but if I jump from here, I do not lose any health. So just keep that in mind. I know some people struggle with Ink, or whatever this blade is called, but yeah. You can always use movement skills to get out of it without taking damage. Not that it matters in this situation. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of him real quick, and no need to take that orb right now. Okay. So far so good. Nothing too tricky. Take physical. I have one more chance to take critical bonk and build into crit. I also could just not do that. Let me see what my choices are. No shop, no binding. So I'll probably go the Sea Breach route or the Chronicler route. Probably the Chronicler route, actually. I think I just reroll this. I don't need another 20 damage on my leap. I don't know if I really want to build crit. I'm not really investing in it right now. You know what? I'll just make my big smash bigger. Alright, so Chronicler or Sea Breach? I think it's Sea Breach. If I get one that is non-beneficial, I'm just going to feel sad, so I'm just going to get an item. Yeah, this is good. So I just start with 20% damage, not bad. Alright, so now I have an argument for glyphs or an item. Glyphs isn't a bad choice here just because I don't have much. Theoretically, I should get to a shop after this fight. So this item shouldn't matter. There's a chance I just do not see Carver appear, and in that case I will struggle a bit, but assuming he shows up, I should be fine. So I'm going to just go ahead and attack here. So the benefit to playing by myself is nobody can take this shock, so I could theoretically just leave it as is and go outwards, but there's no point in waiting. So we'll just attack. So these guys do direct damage, but arguably the ink pots are more of a higher priority, just because they will deal undodgeable damage, and a lot of it. So these guys have ink drain. Yeah, 8 damage is a lot. So we can do this to deal some good chunk of damage. This is probably a situation where I'm just gonna take this. Yeah, I was about to say this is probably a situation where I need to use my potion, but it's only 6 damage. It's fine. And then I'll take 1 damage from that. That's fine. I'll take health, glyph. So 1 cooldown would be good because that would mean I don't have to pick up an orb. This isn't really needed because I'm not building magic damage and I don't really have ability power right now, so I'll do this. Okay, so this is a situation of cultivate seems nice. If you build into your bonk, it could still be good even if you lose out on heat, but so maybe there's a justification. Really the only and, and you know, you can really pick up anything that removes heat, right? Like, but you have to realize that you need to use it right away. And in this case, picking it up is actually counterintuitive to my worm trophy because I'll lose out on that free 20% power I'm getting if I just place it. I guess since I'm going physical, though, I don't really need to keep the ability power, so if I do this last, it's not necessarily an issue, but I think I'm just going to take cleave in this situation. So this is always an interesting choice, Carver and Binding. Most people pick Bindings. I think it's partly to unlock the cosmetics and stuff. But I think people think just Bindings are more useful in early game items. Um, and there is an argument to be had for that, right? You can get a rare augment pretty early, and that can always be useful. But I find it, for consistency's sake, going Carver is usually better. Like, because you can just power spike very quickly, as I just proved here. Um, damage resist wouldn't hurt, but my plan is to kill everything before they kill me, so not needed. This is good. And then this is just a combo right here, so yeah. So in one shot, I have power spiked substantially. This is sort of the reason why I usually go item. Even if you don't get good items, you still power spike pretty quickly. And while one augment can be very good, like a rare one, it's not needed at the end of the day. Okay, we'll do that. Not like I can really hurt the boss right now. Oh, there's a pot over there. Okay. So what's nice about this combo here is I now start with 40% damage, and that just increases every hit. This pot's a little out of the way. He's not doing anything. Just think I'm gonna ignore him. Just do some nice damage. Crit. It's a good crit. Something to always keep in mind too is when you get 5 heat, you get 3 shield, and that can really make a difference. Otherwise, we'll just wait. So I think I can hit everything, yeah. So that's an instant 8 heat for 16 ability power. Yeah, pretty good. So do that. I'll do that because I plan to do this and just kill this pot. Alright, I'm just gonna use this potion for the 2 ability power from Chalice. Um, I don't really need to use it, but I need to start building that up. Alright, so in this situation, I reroll. Tantrum, in my opinion, on Magma Miner is the worst Ascension you can get. The problem is this 3 cost is too substantial. You could also get the money making, I forget what it's called, the money making Ascension, and if you get it, it has the same damage for 2 cost and it gives you money. If you can get the um, if you can get the will cost reduction for Smash, then maybe you can justify Tantrum. But generally, it just feels bad in every other situation. So I'm just gonna reroll. Um, I'm gonna reroll again probably. I don't need either of these. Big AoE is nice, but I'm building physical, and bleed is not really a good status. So this is just kind of. This is 3 hits, which could benefit off my heat. So maybe there's an argument to be had for this. But I would like to just try to make money, I think is my ultimate goal. I was hoping to get one of the money ones for this. Sadly, I did not get that. So I probably go with Lightning Storm just to guarantee shock on everything. Um, that seems to be a glitch. I don't have my shock choice anymore. It's annoying. I guess because it's now considered a different binding. That's a little annoying. Because that's what I would have picked. A free shock would have been nice, but I mean, a free leap every turn isn't the worst thing in the world either. Or 3 bonks wouldn't be bad, mostly if I get some damage on my bonks. I'll probably go with this. Okay, so take health. This is a situation where I want to reroll. And my best choice is maybe crit for the occasional damage spike, but I could also just make my lightning do a little bit more damage. It's a little hard to justify though. I'll just do the occasional crit. So right now our stats are looking decent. Doesn't look like much, but this potion of Chalice of Champions is going to get really strong in this next area. I'm getting a lot of damage from heat. This is probably my worst item right now, honestly. Nah, it's better than training weights, but okay, so there's an argument to be had to take Ink Shell just because I have a lot of burst damage. But at the same time, it's a little annoying to work with. Orbs are pretty important for me because I have Cleave and Smash, just a lot of high cooldowns and nothing really lowering cooldowns right now. And Ink Shield is going to require me to bonk before I even hit stuff. I think I'm going to go Ink Shell. Okay. So, again, we just go money. Hopefully we can spend this. If we get the augment shop, we only have 705, the augment choice. I'll probably go shop again just to get this legendary early. Another little tip if you just don't know, you can eat fish if you're full before the fight. So I have the fish buff already. I've seen a lot of people just leave fish behind in multiplayer. There's no reason to though. You can eat it right away. All right, so yeah, so this shouldn't be too bad. They don't have cleave. Could do that, but there's no point. Okay. Okay, so targets are pretty easy to deal with. I know a lot of people sweat blood and tears when they see them. But as long as you know how to deal with them, they're not the hardest thing to work with. This is more of an easy fight. If we get a harder fight where you have targets on top of other enemies, I'll kind of explain how to handle that. But for now, these targets don't really do much. They're definitely very scary, though. Just hit bonk. So, easy fight. I should have ate my potion before the end, because I might have 3 potions. That's my mistake, but it's actually a pretty big mistake, too. Afflicting Shatter is not bad. So, people would be tempted to go here. Again, though, I want my early legendary. Getting a stack of evasion wouldn't be bad. I don't really have a way to get it, so I'll just grab that right now. And then I will just go ahead and re-roll to get the reward. I wish I could have bought Binding of Tiles, but it's fine. I can live without it. So the left is completely useless for me right now. No smite. Middle, I would have to start saving my money. I have spent it all, so it's not like I have to. The main issue is I don't have the Pilfer, and I would have to basically commit to not spending the rest of the run, which I do not want to do. So right's probably my best choice. I'll lose a little health every turn, but it'll be fine. That will mean I will have to get some form of healing, though. I'll probably trade out my training weights. It's going to be the weakest thing I have. I guess theoretically it will be strong, but this is, yeah, it's better. Okay, and then we'll go to Heroic Volt. Yeah, there's a potion there. I can pick it up after the fact, so it's not like if I remember. I'm going to do what I do when I don't want to forget stuff. Pro tip, if you forget to pick up your potions, just bring it with you. Okay. So, shock. Doing this for money. Can get both these guys. So this is a situation of you have multiple targets to focus. How do you know what to actually attack? And really, it's if I didn't hit one of these guys and they had just 4 damage, you just ignore them. Don't attack them. Because then they'll only do 4 damage, and at the end of the day, 4 damage is nothing, really. So this might be a situation where I actually ignore the targets and just potion up. And just kind of attack. In this case, I'm not taking any damage, and this ink drain is going to be a little annoying, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. So I'll just do that. But yeah, just ignore the targets. Oh, I also had evasion, so yeah, it was fine. If you have evasion, it also counters the targets pretty good. The other good thing about this, I forgot about, is this evasion pickup is going to be very good for the boss. Basically, the boss will not be able to hit me ever. Um, so if you struggle with proving grounds, just always go here. If you get, especially if you get evasion, you will pretty much be good. Hmm. So this wizard is making everyone tanky, which is annoying. I'll hit this, and hit this. Probably could have positioned that better, but that's fine. So I plan to kill these targets, that's why I'm attacking them. And just kill him. You drink my potion. Okay, there we go. And then I got 2 potions again. My Chalice Champions is 6. So pretty good. These are pretty bad though. I don't really understand ink flat. It's not very good. I guess you could make an argument where my cleave goes from 7 to 4, for example, on an ore pickup. I would have my smash literally every turn. The only issue is I'll never be able to get will. So if I don't have a good will gaining vestige, then I'm going to struggle, which I really don't, but I might get one. I've never grabbed ink flat before in my life, and this is the only time I'm actually considering it. Because I could theoretically shock and smash return, but that costs 3 will and I'm already out. It's hard to justify. I'll reroll this. This is probably an instant pick. If I do not get a will generating like ink tap, then this is gonna feel very sad. I could also get like a free leaping strike, maybe a smash cost decrease, a lightning storm decrease. You know, there's stuff I could get that could help. I'll grab it. I do have 3 free bonks. And then I think this is just the weakest thing I got. Yeah, this is an example. Very good example of what I meant. So now I have a pretty much every turn, almost a. I need a cooldown reduction on this, but free shock. And then I can generate more heat. This seems pretty good. At least I don't want to go magical damage. So shop isn't really necessary anymore. I pretty much got a full vestige lineup, and I could save up for a legendary in the final shop. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to here. I'll just go ahead and grab the crit chance. It might come in play. It's my crit damage. It's not really what I'm building for, but I want to kind of save my reroll in case I really need it. And speaking of rerolls, I think I just go for more rerolls. I don't need any more vestiges, and wouldn't hurt to have more reroll power. Alright, so this should be a pretty free fight. So I can basically, as I mentioned earlier, I can kind of do this. Now my cooldowns go down pretty fast. The main issue here, though, is, yeah, I have no willpower, but that's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna go after you because you're single target. My free bonks can allow me to walk over to this orb and then kill for free. I have I have 7 shield. So if I go into the middle of these two, I will take 1 damage. So I can actually get away with, can I just damage over here? No. I'm gonna get away with just standing here and doing some free damage. Again, a reason why shock is very good on Magma Miner. I go from 0 to 8 immediately. And it just gives crowd control. So, yeah. So easy fight. I forgot to use my potions like a little dummy. That's fine. 2 physical power. So I could make my jump very powerful. I think I'm going to do that. And then again, I'm going to save my money. Yeah, if I didn't forget to use my potions, I missed out on 4 ability power. That's sad. Okay, I'm going to reroll for this for physical power. It's fine. I don't think it's going to be run breaking. I think I pretty much have this run at this point. Okay, before I forget, because I know I will forget again, let's just drink this. Can I get Shatter on you? Then do that. Yeah. Those targets are honestly not really a concern. Okay, he's out. No reason to pick that up right now. So I've never grabbed Ink Flat, but this is actually doing me a very good service right now. So I will retract any statement I've ever said about Ink Tap just seeing like a completely bad choice. I don't think it's a amazing choice in most situations, but there are situations where it can do some work. So I have evasion, so it doesn't really matter. This boss is by themselves. I'll grab this. Shock. Probably close to killing. Should be able to kill. Forgot to use my potion again. It's fine, I can't pick up any more potions anyway, so. So this has a chance to give me an orb. Thing is, I don't really need a lot of orbs. So I think this is a situation of just reroll. This is kind of what I was getting at. Demolish and Tantrum have the same damage, but one is clearly cheaper. I'm going to be taking Whopping Bonk. So yeah, I just take this. It's not going to give me much money at this point, but I don't have the extra will cost. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much good at this point. I'll try to get a little bit of money though out of the demolish. So if I do this, I cannot move anymore. Okay, we'll just do that for now. Something to keep in mind too with ink tap is, or the ink shell I should say, is that it's actually not that bad with Magma Miner because you're generating heat, so you're counteracting this damage resist, and then plus some, especially if you get miner's gloves. Also, I don't think this is giving me heat. I think this is bugged. I think this worm trophy is bugged right now. It's not giving me any heat. So we'll do that. Do that. Gotta use these potions anyway. At least one of them. Do that. Jump here. And I think I can hit both these guys. Yep. Okay, and then I just get a little bit more money. I don't know if it's going to matter at this point, but I can stall this one attack and then get more money. So this is probably just a better version of this ink flat. Maybe not, because there's only going to be 2 enemies for me to kill every other turn. But I wouldn't have the orb penalty. These other options are a little bit whatever. The thing is, I don't think I'm going to keep this unless I get a goodwill. I'll take it. It's going to be better than the alchemist bench, but I might not even need it. Depends on what I get. And then we'll just make my bonks even stronger. And then I won't need rerolls anymore anyway, so I might as well just reroll. Just do it one more time. Oh, well, if I was building burn, this would be beautiful. So this could theoretically counteract the penalty where I get 1 will still, and then I lower the cooldowns. And then I get 10 ability power on top of that. So this seems like a good pickup. This is bugged, so I might as well get rid of it. It's not doing anything. And then on collecting an orb, I can get even more power. Yeah, that's probably more useful than this is. So going into the final fight, I have Ink Flat and Conduit kind of canceling each other out, but that means I'll get 1 will and 2 cooldown, extra cooldown, which is pretty good. 10 ability power on pickup. I'll get a slow boost on pickups. I will have. Oh, I forgot to pick up my last potion. That's fine. I'll have 12 ability power. This could have been 18 ability power if I wasn't making silly mistakes, but evasion protects me from any direct attacks that will otherwise hit me, and there will be 2 enemies that do direct attacks in this fight, so this will be pretty good to have. And then this will just give me a little bit of power near the end. So overall, a pretty decent build. The The Wallow's Bloodletter is probably the weakest item I have on my build, but otherwise this build has turned out pretty strong. All right, so this guy needs to go. I don't care what anyone says. This guy needs to go. Okay. So pick that up. I don't have to pick that up right away. So I'll just do this. All right. Let's do that. Pick up an orb, which should give me a lot of power. Good. Might as well pick up that orb as well, because it's going to disappear. I also have a surge for my next hit against this guy. Shock you. Just pick this up for the cooldown. He's not going to do anything. Do that for quick heat generation. Something to note is that the boss will never get the ink shell or final chapters buff, and that's true for every boss. They will never get the these buffs. So just a cool little thing to realize. I probably could have killed if I actually shocked before I picked that up. That's fine. Okay, and then we have this part. I'll grab that so I don't die. No reason to pick up that orb just yet. I will grab this as power. Shock. Grab this for power. And do a lot of damage. So, that's the end of the run. Not too hard. So that will conclude the Magma Miner video. Overall, Magma Miner is very strong. I know people like to talk about burn and how powerful it is, but I kind of didn't want to do burn if I could help it, just because I wanted to kind of demonstrate that physical Magma Miner is actually really powerful, at least in single player. Of course, as all damage, it kind of falls off the more players you have, but even then, um, you can usually do a lot of work with physical Magma Miner. You just need a lot of flat damage buffs and a lot of good damage items, and you can usually do pretty well. I would definitely say crit Magma Miner is the weakest, just because it takes a lot of investment. But even then, you know, with the critical bonk buff and pretty much all the crit buffs, it's definitely a good build. So even if I say weakest, it's still good. But burn is definitely the best. At some point, I'll probably do a burn video as well. But for now, that's kind of a demo of how powerful physical Magma Miner can be. So the next time I record a video, I'll probably do Moss Cloak. Should be pretty fun. And then eventually I'll get to everybody. So, thank you for watching, and see you in the future.